What is up, everybody? This is Lyle with No Hippie Barbecue. What I'm be doing in this video is showing you what to do with your leftover turkey carcass. Anyway, we're going to be making some leftover turkey stock. So the difference between a stock and a broth is the broth is just going to be used, made by using meat, and a stock is going to be using both meat and bone. So anyway, fairly easy thing to put together. I really don't have a specific recipe on this. This is just something that you kind of throw together. Anyway, just come on in and take a look at these ingredients and we'll whip it up. Now the ingredients we're going to need, obviously, it's a turkey stock. So we have a turkey carcass here. Now there's quite a bit of meat on this turkey carcass. You could do this method with more meat or less meat. You're going to be fine either way. Now as far as your vegetables go, this is going to be kind of up to your own discretion. You can eliminate some of these ingredients or you can actually add more as well. And the amounts are going to vary according to what you have in the house or what your preferences are. So what I'm going with is I have one white onion that's been quartered, one red onion quartered. I have 3 carrots that I just have cut into cubes, 1 bulb of garlic, and I just cut that garlic in half. We left the skin on that and everything. I have some celery, and the celery that I just have that cut as well. I have some parsley, and that's about 1/4 of a bunch of parsley. I have some rosemary, and then we have some oregano. We also have some grapeseed oil. Any kind of oil would work, and that is going to be our first step. So this can be done in the same roasting pan that you have your turkey cooking in. But we're just going to go ahead and hit it with some of this oil. I'm going to go ahead and add our carrots. Man, looks like I'm throwing it all over the house. Alright, got our carrots. We're going to throw our onions in. And our celery. And I'm going to reserve some of those herbs for later down the road. Going to get our garlic in. I also have bay leaves. I didn't mention that earlier, but those are not going to go in here yet first. Alright, that is it. So what we have in here is everything except for our rosemary, our oregano, parsley, and bay leaves. Those are going to go in later. We're going to throw this in the oven, 425 degrees, for about 45 minutes to an hour. This just came out of the oven after being in there for an hour at 425 degrees. Now we're going to go ahead and add our herbs and things along those lines. Things that would have burnt up if we would have had those in earlier. Now you could put this in a regular pot at this point, but I'm just going to go ahead and leave it in this pan. Add our water to this. I'm going to foil this, throw it back in the oven, and I'm going to let it sit in the oven 425 degrees for an hour and a half. So this has spent the last 45 minutes in the oven, and I'm just going to go ahead and remove all the big chunks and pieces out of this. We're going to strain it after this. You know what? That's good enough right there. Let's go ahead and set this aside and get this strained out. I'm going to strain this a couple times. This is just going to be the first time we do it, and that's mainly to remove the rest of these big chunks, and we're just pouring it into a colander. So that is our first time straining it. I'm going to go ahead and get set up for the second time. So this is a little unconventional, seeing as how I am going to be using a paper towel to strain it through. I do have cheesecloth, but This seems to get things a little bit more pure. You could use a coffee filter as well. All right, I'm gonna let that go through. I'll finish up straining it, and that's gonna be the final product. So now that we have it strained through our paper towel, all we need to do is pour it into something and take a look at that. Take a look at the clarity. I have about double that much. I'm gonna go ahead and jar this up. I'm not much of a canner, so I will be freezing some of this. So listen, don't let that turkey carcass go to waste. Put that to some good use. I haven't tasted this yet. We haven't added any salt or anything like that. One ingredient that I should have added that I just now thought about as I spoke about this, which may not have changed things too much, would have been some whole peppercorns. Anyway, bottoms up. That is tasty right there. Like I said, plenty of ideas I have for this. Maybe a pot pie, I'm not sure. But what I am sure of is that I'm thankful for you guys stopping by No Hippie Barbecue. I do appreciate it. Comment, subscribe, and I'm out.